He joins us now live with more. Ryan.
All right, Laura, fantasy football geeks like myself know how much Tom Brady blowing out his knee in Week 1 last season hurt fantasy teams across America. One of those teams belonged to insurance agent Henry Olszewski. After a brief tongue-in-cheek comment to his business partner, Olszewski asked why nobody offers fantasy football insurance. 1 year later, you at home can protect your fantasy football investment. Some would consider it the most wonderful time of the year, and Christmas is still 4 months away. It's fantasy football season.
All right, with the second pick, I'm taking Matt Forte.
Now is the time for research and reflection, as in, what the heck happened to my team last year? Because before you know it, your best player can go from finding the end zone
That was a tremendous throw by Ben Roethlisberger.
to finding the nearest chiropractor.
And he's grimacing and has been pointing to his lower back.
And that's where fantasy football insurance comes into play. For the same type of premium you pay on your car or your home, Fantasy Sports Insurance will draw up a policy for your team's most valuable player.
It's a product. People in the fantasy world are embracing it. Some people chuckle because they can't believe that someone's actually offering a product like this.
I thought it was such a crazy idea that, this probably has a chance to be a big hit somewhere, and I didn't think it was needed at first, but then I kind of understood the logic.
Fantasy Sports Insurance currently offers 3 options to protect fantasy investments. Now, extra money spent on fantasy premiums may be more suited towards fantasy leagues with higher entry fees, but Henry says he can draw up a policy for any league to cover any price. Not everyone is sold on the idea of fantasy football insurance. Sure, it's popular right now, but some feel the novelty will wear off.
It might be something that's, one-hit wonder with the season, but I personally wouldn't spend any money on an insurance policy. That's why you draft.
I think when somebody goes in this year and they spend their $30 or their $60 or $90 on a number of different players and they don't get hurt and they don't get paid out on it, I don't think that they're going to be around next year.
Henry says he understands the criticism from outsiders and stresses this product is still in its infancy. And since August 1st, when his company first started selling fantasy policies, the initial reaction has remained the same.
The first reaction is like, wow. And the second reaction is, man, I wish I thought of that, man.
Henry says the plan is to carry fantasy sports insurance into the upcoming NBA season and next year's baseball season. And even though his company is based out of Long Island, New York, it is certified to sell insurance in all 50 states. So even if you live in Ohio or Michigan, you can contact them and have a policy drawn up. Reporting live, Ryan Fowler, NBC 24 News.
Great story. You can